What's up everyone and welcome back. It turns out we were extra lucky this week and managed to get a state of play from Sony and a Nintendo Direct on the very same day, which never happens. So we were eating good this week for sure. I did a video on the Nintendo Direct already, so be sure to check that out, see what Nintendo announced. I gave my thoughts on it, how I felt about it. There were definitely some surprises there, but for this video, we're gonna be talking about Sony's state of play. And honestly, state of plays have been really hit or miss over time. Some of them have been amazing and some have had almost no real announcements or games of note in them at all. But this one was really interesting for sure and had some really solid surprises, so I want to get right into them. But before I start, I'm not going to go into every single announcement or game that was shown in the presentation, but I will get into the biggest announcements and the ones I found the most intriguing. So be sure to let me know if I missed anything or if there was anything in that state of play that you thought was really exciting that isn't mentioned here. First up on my list, we got the Resident Evil 4 DLC. I loved Resident Evil 4 Remake this year. It was in my top 5 games of the year video. It was in my top 5 games of the year so far for sure. And it looks like we are going to get some DLC soon featuring Ada Wong, which is awesome to see. The expansion allows you to play through sections of the Resident Evil 4 story as fan favorite character Ada, seeing the tense horror of the original game unfold through a different perspective. Separate Ways is what it's called. It was first seen on the original Resident Evil 4 game that came out back in the PS2. So I'm glad to see it's being remade and coming soon for the remake. Any opportunity, honestly, to return to Resident Evil 4 Remake will grab my attention, so definitely looking forward to this one for sure. Next up, we saw a new Avatar trailer. Avatar has been shown all over the place as of late. At about every presentation of note, there has been a new Avatar trailer, and to be honest, I'm not all that excited for the game. And up to this point, I didn't think it looked all that polished. That seems to have changed with this trailer because it looks significantly better. The gameplay looks smoother, the graphics look cleaner, and there definitely seems to be an overall improvement to the look and feel of the game itself. It still looks like Far Cry to me, and the more I see it, the more and more it just looks like a Far Cry game with an Avatar coat of paint. Personally, I love Far Cry, so for that reason, I may have to give this one a go when the time comes, but in terms of the movies and the Avatar theme and world, I'm not too into it. I know there's some huge fans out there, and for them, I'm very happy because it's starting to look super promising. So if Avatar is something you're excited about, I think this one is one to keep an eye on for sure. Also looks like we managed to get a much deeper dive into Helldivers 2. I love Helldivers, really enjoyed that game. And another thing I really like is when we get some real gameplay demonstrations in these showcases, because it seems super uncommon these days. Trailers are great and all, but I like to see gameplay as well, and luckily we got some of that with Helldivers 2. This looks like a really huge upgrade from the original, which I really enjoyed, so I'm definitely looking forward to this one. The new gameplay footage showed a bit of the co-op in action. It gave us a bit of a preview into how some of the new mechanics work. In the gameplay segment, they take on this huge bug-like monster called the Bile Titan. Looks like a ton of fun, and I definitely look forward to playing this one with some friends. Alright, so one of the biggest things shown off here was Spider-Man 2. We've seen a lot of Spider-Man 2 lately. Previews just came out this week as well. This is absolutely my most highly anticipated game for the rest of the year. There's some games where I'm like, I don't want to see anymore, I just want to play it, but I will take all the Spider-Man 2 trailers and gameplay and previews I can get, because the more they show of it, the more excited I get. This game looks absolutely incredible. It's definitely a big upgrade in graphics and scale. Adding other boroughs to the game and expanding on the mechanics will make this a ton of fun, I think. The really cool stuff they showed around new abilities, the PS5 features that they're taking advantage of, and the incredible amount of customization make for what is surely going to be the best superhero game ever made. I'm so excited for this one, and it's only about a month away, so we don't have long to wait. But the more I see, the more I hear about this one. Spider-Man 2, far and away one of the best games coming at the end of this year. Alright, my favorite trailer or thing shown in this state of play was easily the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth trailer. Remake may be my favorite modern Final Fantasy game, and after seeing this trailer, it just confirms that in terms of modern JRPGs, this 3-game run of the overhaul and remake of Final Fantasy VII will likely go down as the greatest and quite possibly the most innovative modern JRPG. The combat, the open areas, the presentation, the story, everything just looks to be coming together so well. This is going to be huge, and I loved everything I saw from this trailer. I mean, I could spend an entire video breaking it all down, but let's get into a few things of note. The mini games, chocobo racing, some rock'em sock'em robot type thing. There was what looked like motorcycle racing as well, which seems exciting. exciting. I mean, I'm trying to piece it all together here, but there were a lot of cool things going on in terms of mini games and other side things. We saw characters like Zack and Kate Sith, which is exciting, and we saw pieces of what is likely to be new narrative beats. The combat looks bright and colorful and features some really new, interesting, cool looking mechanics. Most importantly though, we got a release date, and it's not too far off. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth will be coming on February 29th, 2024, and that's just around the corner, so we don't have to wait too long for it. Those were the biggest announcements that I saw from it. We saw a few other things like Tales of Arise DLC, which is really, really cool. Ghost Runner 2, Honkai Star Rail release, Foam Stars, which is starting to look a lot more interesting than it did before. Overall, I really, really enjoyed this state of play. I thought there were a lot of really great announcements, and in terms of the state of plays that Sony's put out lately, this is one of the better ones I've seen. And if its goal was to get me more excited for some of the games coming soon, it definitely delivered. My expectations were low, and I was pleasantly surprised. If there was anything in this state of play that I missed or didn't go over in enough detail, be sure to let me know in the comments below. And until next time, I'm out.